He was in the
when I saw the picture, he's trolling.
Everybody's the one where he's in the brown jumpsuit with the white fucking slides on, and he's standing in front of the world map.
Like the
and it has like wood grain on the back walls.
Cats that act black and shit. That's how.
I wish I would have kept that.
Well, that's because a lot of the Native Americans in certain areas grew up basically just like us. You feel me? Yeah. Especially in this modern time. But what you say?
I mean, yeah. I'm just saying, like.
But there's a distinct difference between what you're saying.
And you're talking about the FBAs?
The FBAs, to be fair, the FBAs don't necessarily claim to be the Indians. Yeah, they just want to delineate. Now some do, but most aren't making that claim. They just want to delineate from saying that we're African American. What I'm talking about are the people.
Which African Americans only 20, 30, 40 years.
Well, that's not true. That's actually not true.
Yeah, he's the one that came up with it.
No, he's made
black people in the 40s.
Let me say something real quick. There's books from the 1700s.
Rob, here's the problem. Black people were enslaved. They were brought over here through chattel slavery from Africa.
No, you ain't got to tell me this.
No, but I'm explaining it for Ray, and Ray knows it's true. Ray knows that it's true.
No, it's only true for a certain segment.
Ray, you know that it's true that they came through chattel slavery. And their culture was stripped away. Their culture was stripped away, and they lost their identity. And that's why you guys go through this whole being fucking Morris Science Temple of America to Muslims to being fucking now Native Americans to being the true Israelites.
I'm gonna say this: that misinformation in America is at an all-time high. Like, I don't know what it is. Somebody did say that the first time they heard this was 10 years ago. And what emerged 10 years ago? What term? Fake news is a term that emerged 10 years ago. Like, with the Israelites, this is why, like, although I think a lot of them are fucking nutcases, with the Israelites, it's a logical thing. Let me say this. But it's also logical for multiple groups to feel like they could be one of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right? Yeah, but ask Ray about fucking Abba Bivens. Abba Bivens was a fucking, he was a, not Jehovah's Witness, he was a fucking Ellen G. White. No, hold on. No. He was a follower of Ellen G. He was a follower of Ellen G. White.
Freemason.
He was a Freemason, then he became a Baptist, then he became a follower of Ellen G. White. And then he went into fucking this whole black Hebrewism shit. Yeah. And then he fled the United States because there was allegations of him molesting little fucking girls in his congregation. And then he moved to Israel. And then he became
I'm pretty sure he did. I mean, listen.
Yeah, he was raping the shit out of kids.
I'm pretty sure he did. I mean, I've always talked about how
no, that was Ben Israel. Abba Bivens was the one that was raping. Abba Bivens was raping.
Abba Bivens raped. Wait. Do you have an article on it?
Yeah. So Abba Bivens was the one that was
raping. Can you post the article in the chat? I'm not saying I don't.
I'm trying to tell you, Abba Bivens was the one that was raping older women in his congregation, like adult women. Ben Israel's the one that was molesting kids.
Okay.
Ben Parker Israel, whatever his name was. They're from like the 1890s and the early 1900s.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about. Well, here's the thing, right? I already know that he's a scumbag, so that's not a problem. But I didn't hear about the fucking the molesting and raping.
Yeah, one of them was wanted by the government, and then the other was wanted by like the local police for like molesting.
Do you have a article?
I had the articles. I'd have to look them up again. They're like fucking buried because it's a nothing burger fucking small shit from like 100 years ago that nobody like writes about. There's no like New York Times fucking articles on it.
It's like I'm pretty sure.
But this is the thing though.
But Rob, here's
I was just about to say this.
He was just a Joseph
Hebrew Israelites, whether they want to acknowledge it or not, they acknowledge that at the very least we spent a great amount of time in Africa. Like that, this is what they will acknowledge. And this is what whole. No, they like. I'm telling you, I've been around.
You have some Hebrew Israelites.
They're
actually indigenous people from the Americas. They've never been from Africa. And then you have other people that say that they're the Israelites that were sold by the Hamites from West Africa. So like
But
the
what
Hamites
they'll
were like
say,
the kings that sold their
no, what they'll say is that when
Well,
Israel,
Rob, Rob, there's
hold on,
I'm
brother,
one
I'm
of
not
these
finished.
people though. Like
I'm not
I know
finished.
Rob, but
I'm not finished.
You can
I'm
ask me
not finished.
directly.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
I
finished.
know. Okay, Rob, I know I
I'm
said
not
that.
finished.
I know.
I'm not finished.
I know that I
I'm
said
not finished.
I've only known about
You
it.
I'm
can
not
ask me
finished.
directly,
But I've
I'm
studied
not
it more
finished.
than all of you combined.
I'm not finished.
No, you have not.
I'm not finished. I'm gonna say this again. What I was getting at is they'll explain, you know, like when the 12 tribes are first like taken over and then disbanded, and then many were exiled out of the Holy Land. Many went west, right? Many fled into North Africa and kept fleeing over into what we know as West Africa today. There's strong evidence of West African tribes in the 7th, 8th, 9th century that were keeping Jewish customs, whether it be circumcision, whether it be the dietary customs, or even the acknowledgement of the Hebrew God. Like this was going on. So it's like, what I tell them is like, whereas you could try to spin this whole idea that we aren't African, you feel?
Yeah, but that claim's only made by the Igbos, and the Igbos and the Igbos and the
No,
Bantus.
I'm talking about actual
Yeah.
Hebrew Israelites in America.
Yeah, I know. You're talking about the people that were in West Africa, which is the Igbo, and the Igbo claim that, but there's no historical or archaeological evidence that they practice in these customs. That they practice. Yeah, the Bantus, the fucking.
Bantus aren't the tribe that they're talking about.
I know, but you're talking about the Igbos out of Nigeria. But those
Igbos wouldn't have been the people that I'm talking about in the 7th, 8th, 9th century.
They're the ones that claim this, though.
And it's more than just that. My point is
but
that
the point is about the
Israelites,
Igbos. There's no historical.
I'm talking about American.
There's no historical or archaeological
Israelites
evidence that Igbos practiced in Judaism prior to the introduction of the Bible.
Black people who acknowledge that black people have been in Africa for over 1,000 years. Because if you're acknowledging that these people fled west, and if we know that this happened before Christ, this would probably be 2,000 years ago plus that these people would have started fleeing into West Africa. So for 2,000 years up until what, let's say 1,500 years, so it's like, man, stop. That's all I'm saying. Like this idea that we are not ancestrally African is kind of stupid. I can say that it's rooted in slavery, but I'm gonna say that it's rooted more in misinformation. Yes, there are a lot of black people who long to know our identity prior to colonialization, but there are plenty of black people who understand that this is our story. You feel me? And they're actually proud of the fact that, hey, through all of this shit, we created a story. We have a story to be proud of. For me, like I don't have to be a Pan-Africanist to recognize that I'm ancestrally African. But I also don't feel like I have to go around saying that I'm African, because I'm American. I'm a black American. I'm an African American, whatever you want to call it. I'm fine with that. But I'm not fine with black people moving around saying that we don't have no ancestral connection to Africa, because then that would take away the idea of being black itself. Like it is actually, you can't like separate the two. I sure as hell ain't gonna let no nigga from Seattle tell me about shit. I'm really from this shit, man.
Racist, mad because his daddy's white.
Oh, jeez. Well, any of the mods here even?
Joe is. Timothy is.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
That's why I did a quick room. You might close it down. Kitover, Joe. Okay. I think it's a thumbs up to close it down. Just I don't want to do a quick key. Someone else can open up the room or whatever, but. Sitting, what's going on with your PDR down there? It scared the hell out of me. The fuck?
My nigga Steiny.
Alright, I'll catch you guys around.
Existing proposition on it, and you know what it is versus the unknown. So those are two different things.
Not really.
Very two different things.
The potentiality of a born baby is not that much different from the potentiality of an unborn fetus at 24 weeks.
Let's just say.
So they're not
no.
that different.
No, this is very different.
No, they're not. And the problem still like repeats itself regardless, which is what we're talking about. So we don't have to take a weird detour down the abortion debate. I don't think that's necessary. Like the point we're making is
you are. So
no, really you are, because we were talking about potentiality.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about.
I
So
never
the
want
point
to
still
bring
stands.
abortion into debate ever, but we just not existing people on this planet right now. That's what I just want to keep it on. Or not me. I don't like it.
Fetuses have unborn fetuses have a mental
okay, I don't.
That's a
I'm
weird
just gonna
thing to
just say no. I'm just
Yes,
saying.
they do. Fetuses exist.
I'm not saying no. What I'm saying, I'm saying no because I don't want to have this conversation.
Because you have an opinion on abortion.
Absolutely, I do. I was just saying, I'm talking about people that are born living on this earth and the struggle that they're doing right now.
Yeah, you're drawing an ad hoc arbitrary line, and it doesn't matter for the point we're making.
Okay. All right, I digress.
Right. We can remain neutral on what the personhood status of the unborn is. Like, I'm not really trying to take a position on that anyway. The point we're making is the potentiality question would still apply to the unborn fetus every bit as much as it applies to the newborn. Right? It's still a potentiality issue. That's all we were talking about. That's why you shouldn't have casual people we're not familiar with. Now, to be fair, I think that they actually engaged very well in this. They engaged the way I would engage, having engaged with these ideas for the first time when I was an undergraduate. I didn't really know about any of this shit. I would have engaged and asked the same question. So there's no shame to anybody, but it is something that I'm really fascinated by the view that letting a rich person skip the line for some kind of like life-saving medication and treatment is somehow wrong. Like I was trying to figure out the stillman position. I actually can't do it.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to know, maybe you kind of slipped past it without going into detail, but when you said that if the rules of the Constitution or allows for restricting life, would that be then religious, or there's something above the agreement?
So it's
I
just,
said-
it's illegal.
Well, I said if there was something like a fast pass, it would be more. I would evaluate it differently because fairness would be obstructed in as egregious a way, in my opinion. My objection to that comparison was what was described by Alicia isn't like that at all, so it doesn't change my mind.
Okay,
That's what I was saying.
but can we pretend, so obviously in those institutions there is some sort of information that allows them to skip the line. So let's pretend that there is in fact some sort of contract written and people who participate in the line, they agree that like they will be assisting paying some sort of universal healthcare tax. They're just part of the line, but if a person can contribute to the hospital as a whole and therefore partially promote their well-being, maybe the hospital can acquire like more organs for that.
Well, then it becomes more complicated because I have more dimensions to evaluate. Like,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't know.
So my statement was, my friend, who is a doctor at Mount Sinai, are talking with their other doctor friends how this is, because this is like a new thing that I'm actually very sick of that this has come about, and no one knows the answer, but they do. It's not profiting the hospital itself. It's profiting the hospital's ownership's populace. And there's loopholes within donations and contributions that don't really affect the common people, but affect the people that are losing their lives.
Well, we understand what you were saying. Andre was like giving a permutation of what you started with because he was trying to tease out some more nuance. So it's not that we're misunderstanding what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, if you really want to go through this exercise, I can think about it out loud with you. But the main thing is that if there's anything about the arrangement that is operating on, I'm going to content on it, is operating on any kind of maxim that violates the fundamental of humanity, that's basically what I'm going to try to evaluate for. And if I find that, I'm going to object to it on that basis.
Well,
Yeah.
because then it means that those propositions they made should be then irrelevant. Because regardless of whether there is an agreement, internal agreement, that sort of acts like a subjective moral agreement within a certain society. Like they're just lacking in information about the moral maxima in
because they could be aware of all the nuances and take that into their decision in formulating the policy. And if they did that, then I think I wouldn't object to it.
I wouldn't object to it.
Is it possible?
Well, I wouldn't if it violated the formula of humanity. If that's what I'm talking about.
So if they evaluated their internal rules based on some sort of like a similar model as, for example,
respect for human beings. Like if the whole thing is rooted in respect for human beings, and the policy. Well, but I'm saying if they did that, if there's a way to, I don't know if there's a way to do it, but if there was a way to do that to respect what effectively would be for a Kantian in the form of humanity in the policy, and it still entails some kind of fast pass-like element to it that still respected the dignity of human beings, and everybody got a chance to like have their say in a democratic way, perhaps, and they all voted for it. Like, okay, and here's the purpose for it, and here's the maximum which we allowed it, and it was very explicit and whatever, and sincere. If that's even possible, then I would be like, all right, well, that is the thing that I'm saying doesn't really violate anything. So it's the thing is, I just don't think that this is possible.
But okay, so just hear me out, and then we can go. There is something that's used, an intuition that is used when concerning the rules for safety or evacuation. You know, women and children, elderly, then men. So I would say that intuition is deeply rooted in, you know, like I'm more naturalist in that respect. In what is more of a moral worth. Children, women, highest moral worth. Elderly is going next, and then
no, I actually don't think that that's necessarily the maximum. Actually, I think that you could actually justify a policy like that on Kantian grounds, but the moment you started suggesting that women and children have more worth than men, you would actually be violating the formula. You could do it in terms of recognizing that all of the individuals involved have the same moral worth, but some individuals, under a context where not everybody can survive, are volunteering to prioritize the women and children because they all are abiding by some kind of value of protecting women and children, or whatever. Not because they think that they're worth less as men than them, but because they all are taking on a role of defending them as men, right, or something like that. Then I think that that's fine.
But you see, you sort of like you're putting in brackets there, in that view, subjective perception of women and children having more moral value or individual value than them. And
No,
you
I don't
sort of
think they, I don't think,
inserting
like,
it
if I wanted to
formula.
sacrifice, if only 2 people could fit in a lifeboat, and I'm there with my wife and my children, and I volunteer to sacrifice myself so that they can live, it's not because I think of myself as worth less than them, right? Like, that's actually a consistent, rational view. It's because I'm volunteering to take on the sacrifice that one of us was going to have to take on necessarily anyway, to ensure that the people who I value living can continue to live, even if it's
Which is an understandable emotional answer.
Well, it's social and it's fundamental, but
Yeah.
the point is, it doesn't need to be motivated by a maxim that starts with the thing.
Yeah, but let's take your.
Before you go, I'm just an example.
Moral worth is less. That's my point. That doesn't necessarily have to be my motivation.
So two directions. I'm not going to pursue them because it's so long. Discussion. But just that decision by itself. Now, would you accept a sacrifice of your child or wife in order to save you in that situation? And
Would I accept? Well, I mean, you'd have to give me more information. Like in general.
yeah,
Like
so
not as a
there's a lifeboat. Okay, so lifeboat, 3 people. It's you, your child, your wife.
Yeah.
You say, you know, the only acceptable moral course here is if I volunteer to sacrifice myself for some sentiment.
No. Not the only one.
Okay.
So I was saying it was morally permissible for.
Oh yeah, morally.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. That's you know, I accept that correction. It's permissible.
Yes.
Now, would it be permissible for your child to sacrifice themselves to save you and your wife in your view?
I think that there's a scenario under which that could be permissible. You'd have to say.
I can give an example.
But the reason why that's enabled is because fundamentally, no one individual's moral worth is worth more than the other. That's not the basis for it.
You see, intuitively, I would say it's wrong, and I would like to explore the intuition of why. Me personally, I would not accept that as a as his account.
99% of the time, I would agree with you, but what I think what Black News is saying is he thinks about the margins, and that's why we all find it so entertaining and
Well, no, I'm just trying to think in principle ways. Like, what is the
well, like,
what
like
would be
I'll give you
required?
this. I would give you an example. I'm on the Titanic. There's three room, like 3 seats on the boat left, and I have a family of 4. 99.9% of the time, it's my family gets on the board. I go down with the ship. I'll try and swim. Like, I'll be optimistic. Like, I'll drink a lot of whiskey. Like, those are the people who survive. Who got drunk. Regulated body temperature, blood flow. But like my logic is I would let my family survive. Now, however, if I had a family of 4, me and my wife and 2 kids, and one of my kids I brought into this world with a debilitating disease that they're not going to survive to his 8, and this kid is 6 years old right now. He has a 2-year life expectancy. But like sending a woman into the world with like 1 kid and 1 kid with a 2-year life expectancy, that's a fucking harsh world for a single mom. So in that case, I would understand like if a father had to hesitate and take a beat. And then to Alicia's argument, I was only basing it off of moral like servitude.
But I want to step
Is there a better case? So like my question is this: like let's take away the classes for example. Like anyone who's worked in a hospital, like especially in emergency room, you know that the person who has more family and friends showing up, you're gonna get more attention to. Well, like at the end of the day, from a nurse to a doctor to a orderly to
That is
like
completely
everyone's gonna get
false.
more.
That is completely false.
All right, well,
I mean, we can make an
but
argument
like my
about
point is this:
It's not, that, no.
is if a guy was number 2 on the transplant list, I'm not giving you
No,
this.
no, it's a different point of view. Now you're saying someone coming into an emergency room, needing something done, X, Y, and Z. If they have more family, they're going to get more attention. That's completely false.
Yeah, all over the place. Trying to stay focused.
I'm trying to stay focused with this. I'm trying to give 2 people in a similar situation. So imagine 2 people making the same exact amount of money. They both have 6 kids, and they end up in the emergency room. And over the course of a week, like one person has had 0 visitors, like none of his 6 kids, like no friends, no family. He's like kind of a hermit. Versus someone who has all the 6 kids showing up, a bunch of grandkids, neighbors, friends, all that type of stuff. Do you really not think that like a natural inclination of nursing staff and just hospital staff in general is, hey, we're gonna give this guy a little bit more attention because like he's a lot more people care about him. But like it is just human nature.
Okay, what does that
Disagreeing with
show?
a lot of human nature is just dumb.
What does that show? What do you think that proves?
I'm saying that if the guy who had no relatives, no friends, no family, no one show up, who's number 2 on the liver transplant list, and this other guy who's number 3 on the liver transplant list, I think
that proves.
I think that hospitals have to deal with that decision all the time.
Okay, but what?
And if
what
you
is
don't think that there
what-
is every emergency.
What is morally relevant? What is the morally relevant principle you're trying to extract from this?
My morally relevant principle is that I'm consistent. I think the guy who has all of his family show up and his friends and his neighbors and all that type of stuff vouching for him, if he's number 3 on the transplant list versus the guy who's number 2 on the transplant list and no one showed up for him at all,
How does that help us? How does that help us explore what we know we're trying to explore?
because I think that the person who had all of his friends and family and neighbors and all that show up is a more morally contributive
So
person.
what does that have to do with whether or not it's morally permissible for a man to sacrifice himself for his family?
We're getting back on the original topic that we're talking about. Like all of you were criticizing me about. Like, my point is.
I'm gonna try to skilled man. So what that is reversing back to utilitarian logic in terms of contribution to the society. So a person has
moral contribution to society.
Yeah, moral contribution to society. So the person has the most reach out there into the society, touched more lives in a positive manner, worth more than a person that has
Exactly.
I mean, I've already rejected that, but okay. I mean, that doesn't. help us explore what we're trying to explore them. Like, I guess if you want to put it in utilitarian terms, there would be just a different rationale for why it would be okay for a person to sacrifice himself and their family. It would, I assume, be because the family members, either collectively or maybe each individually, had more moral worth than the relevant father or whoever was making the sacrifice. So therefore, it's justified on utilitarian grounds. That's not really helpful because I'm not trying to explore this in utilitarian grounds, but I can acknowledge that that's consistent with utilitarianism, I guess, if that's the goal.
I think you were taking the utilitarian, like you said, like yes, 100% I would sacrifice my family for myself. You know,
Well, no, the challenge
but
is
there is counterpoints.
I can tell you what I was saying. I actually started rejecting utilitarianism, but I still think that under the Kantian deontological framework that I was using, you want to look up deontology real quick, you can do that. That I was trying to justify why it would be consistent with recognizing the intrinsic moral worth of all people that let's say a father could sacrifice himself voluntarily to preserve the life of his wife and child. That's what I was trying to explain. And Andre was trying to poke and prod at that, I think, fairly.
I just want.
Andre, did you want to continue though?
You my
No, it's well, the second one is like I would like to explore the intuition which makes you make the decision to sacrifice yourself, because I think that's a very natural intuition for any father and husband to first and foremost, promote the life and well-being of their children first, and then their spouse second.
Mm-hmm. Well, I acknowledge the sentimentality, but I don't know it's to me a maxim that you can't tell about things. I'm a human being, so I have feelings. I acknowledge the sentimentality. But if the scenario is such that only two people can fit, there's three of us, one of us has to not go anyway. That is a practical situation that justifies the decision. Or is it at least part, it's a scenario in which it would be more than permissible and justifiable to do so.
Yeah, sure, but I'm really interested on how those intuitions inform our moral judgments and why do we have those judgments, because I think that drives with my naturalistic point of view on morality, or how it emerges from the natural necessity.
I don't think it's hard to justify
wasting all that
protecting
fucking
the
time.
family on moral grounds.
Welcome to the
And
Lollapalooza after
the
party.
sacrifice is born out of a practical necessity. Right? There's only two spots. There's three people.
Static breeze beneath the skin. The silence is a frequency. Every heartbeat triggers another code. Don't escape, become the transmission.
Give me the sign of the open eye, a riddle of shadows where whispers lie, the thorny thigh, the maddening cry.
was necessary for it to have relationship with us. Why we have to go through the universe that we live in with all the stuff that we've been talking about. I cannot reconcile the two. Like I said, one without the universe without the intention makes sense that it is the way it is and things are as crazy as they are, or great and beautiful and horrible as they are, and all of it. We experience all of it. But it doesn't make sense with perfection at the front of it, because I don't understand why perfection would want or need us to experience what we experience in order to have a relationship with us. I don't.
Myrna has a question for Andrew. Andy.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Andrew Cass, this is Myrna. Why do you think that various tribes around the world who live pretty much with nothing but scraps made a choice to live this way? Why do you think that they did not make a choice to live this way?
I don't think I understand the question.
Yeah, you do. It's a pretty direct question. I'm going to shorten it. Why do you think that the people that you believe live in such horrible, destitute ways did not choose to live the way they did?
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that people that don't live in first world conditions cannot have fulfilling lives or feel happy with their lives. I'm not saying that at all.
No, that's not my question. I'm talking about the tribes around the world. Why do you think that they did not choose to live the way they did?
I didn't say anything that they wouldn't. I didn't say anything that they wouldn't.
Well, I think her point is that you brought these other examples of people that are, in terrible, destitute, horrific conditions around the world. That's kind of a
Yeah, horrible destitute conditions, and that can be that can be in a bunch of different places. But there are also tribes that live very happily in the ways that they are.
No, but what I'm saying is, what she's saying is, I think, is that these are
I was
self-imposed.
not making that kind. I was not making an absolute distinction in that way, and that people that live in different conditions than first world conditions can't be happy. I wasn't.
Well, no. She's saying. She is because she's saying
it's
not about happiness.
It is because she's saying they choose.
No, it's not. It's not about that. I'm going to tell you. You equivocate. You falsely described and compared two different types of civilizations, saying one is better than the other. Now, I don't know what.
No, not at all. What I was saying was people that have like a certain level of material, whatever, right? Compared to people that don't have that. And I specifically said people that are in miserable living conditions, and they are miserable, as in the kids that get fight for warlords in other countries. I'm not talking about people that have an existence that's simpler but are not miserable. I'm not. Yeah, that's. It was more because of the what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to compare people that have an easy existence to people that have a hard existence, and then the people that have the easy existence, right, the easier existence, claiming that something is looking out for them. And that's maybe I should change it, but it's like whoever is having a really hard time and a miserable experience, right? The person that's having the easier experience claiming that they're being looked at. Yeah, but I appreciate that. I would not want to be misperceived as saying that people living in a simpler existence are somehow less than. That's not what I was saying.
Well, it's not even really that too, though, Andrew, because people can just self-impose. I think one of the things that Myrna is saying, and I think it's very relevant, is some people just they impose these conditions upon themselves. They don't even want people to try to change them. They don't want to do something different, even if they're miserable. There's some people that will fight for their misery. They will fight for the conditions that they're in because it's habit, it's tradition, it's whatever, right? It can be part of their rituals. They can have all this stuff that makes them miserable, but they're going to fight tooth and nail to protect that. So that does need to be taken into account, Because if you're doing any comparison to them and saying, well, somebody, and I know we've already talked through it, so I'm not hitting you on this original point, but I'm just saying, well, you were saying, if somebody's a believer and they're like, God has blessed me and gave me all of this abundance, right? And they're living in let's say America, and they're in a really, wealthy part of the country or whatever, and they're doing really well, right? Well, to say, well, that person, if they're like, well, God's blessed me with all of this, given the fact there's all these other people that are in horrific living conditions, that's kind of God favored me and God cares about me, but not those people. I mean, those people may have had the opportunities to do and be and have advancements just like you do.
That's going to be a harder case to make in certain parts.
No.
That's going to be a harder case.
No. I understand. No. I understand that's not going to be one for one. But my point is any bit of improvement, any bit of better conditions, if they're choosing to reject those and they're choosing to say, hey, I want to keep this particular lifestyle up, or I don't want anybody to change my way of life, then I don't think that's really something you should be putting on God. And you shouldn't be saying that the person that's thankful for their conditions in a first world country, that they're somehow arrogant because that they appreciate it.
Okay, that's fine. We already talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
The point that I was on to now was that whole world that we're talking about, the world that we live in, makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense. That makes a naturalistic version of it make sense. It doesn't make sense when you have the perfect being at the front of you.
What would you expect?
I would expect for the being to figure out a way for beings to be in relationship with him that didn't have to experience living or being or having experience in some other way that necessitated not being able to have a wonderful perfect experience. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Andrew Kismar got one more thing to say to you. Thank you. Murray would like you to read. I know you're not going to like the theory, but I'm going to tell you this. Murray would like you to read Julian James, The Origin of the Breakdown of the Bicameral Mind, and you are going to understand.
Can you give me a link to that? I won't remember.
Okay, I'm going to put it down. You are going to understand how the human brain is bifurcated over 2,500 years ago, and why there are people like Andy and God believers today. We're just going to put down.
Okay, yeah, I would love to read it. I would absolutely love to read it.
I love you, Andrew. I just want you to know that. And I don't like Andy. I'm going to say
when you say Andy, it's confusing because it can be either
No, she's
Andrew
talking
or
about me. No, she's talking about me.
Andy
Okay.
is Andrew.
Okay.
Andrew versus Andrew.
Thank you.
Yes. Anytime you hear Andy, it's going to be coupled with some disdain. Some disdain.
Oh, some disdain.
Right.
I don't
Yes.
hate you, Andy. I just think that you got some issues.
I do have a few issues. Maybe a lot of issues, Myrna. Welcome back, Brother
Well,
Thomas.
message me that, Mira, because I would love to read.
Andricus, who was the person that you brought? Because I said Nick Vujicic. You were trying to bring up some person. You said Erickson or some person.
Johnny Erickson. She's this girl in the 70s that had this accident that broke her neck and paralyzed her, and she developed this art career where she would hold a pen in her mouth and draw amazing art with her mouth, and she had this whole Christian testimonial.
She also draws with her feet.
Yeah.
Myrna used to follow Johnny and listen to her music when I was a Calvinist.
Well, I thought she was paralyzed. How does she draw with her feet?
She's able to. I don't know how she does, but she's able to now.
She's able to draw with her feet because she's able to, Andricus.
Thank you.
Oh, there you are, Hot Dog. I told you, Hot Dog, you're kind of tough to get a hold of, man. I tell you. Call out to the Hot Dog.
You're trying to get in touch with Hot Dog Goblin?
Yes, I am trying to get it. Yes.
Nice.
Hot Dog Goblin's a gangster. I just want to say this, and then I want to
It
ask you
doesn't
something.
sound right. It sounds like some kind of sexual innuendo.
Oh, gee.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, gee.
And Andrew, well, he can explain his name in a second. But I was going to say Andrew because for some, or everybody, but Andrew especially, this Nick Vujicic guy. I don't know how, but I'm pretty sure I saw him swimming, and I was like, boy, he doesn't have any limbs. He has no limbs, and he's in the water swimming.
Humans can be buoyant without.
Oh, his name is Ogmandino. God, I'm just lexic, and the D was a G my whole life. The greatest salesman in the world. Ogmandino. This is one of the greatest books.
Yep.
This is your Lollapalooza Chicago after party hosted by the John Kitover Band. Go to ChicagoMaryVote.com.
Under neon skies where the starlight comes. Shadows whisper truths as the bassline drums. The will is fire, unchained, untamed. No path is written, no soul is blamed. Thou hast no right but to do thy will. Feel the stars, let the silence spill. Your will on its waves, it's alive, it's still. Deliver from the lust of the thrill. Echo shattered glass where the circuits glow. The clock ticks slow, but it doesn't show. No purpose, no tether, just a beating sync. Every way perfect, on the edge, on the brink.
this is for me where the difficulty lies. And that having children kind of highlighted it for me, because before that I was on the very, like, I was sort of in between utilitarian, Kant, each seemed attractive in certain respects. Kantian moral logic seemed a little more consistent, more clean, and pure and stuff. But that experience threw everything into a mix, sort of like a laundry machine mix.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Kantian until further notice. I'm not necessarily unwilling to abandon it ever, but so far it seems to work. But
okay,
I don't know that any framework would have. I mean, just the subtle thing you said about, like, by any means necessary. That always makes my ears perk up.
yeah. I'm going to take the modern, because I'm with Andre. I'm about to be a dad and everything like that, and I've thought about this scenario where I'm on the Titanic, and I brush up with my kid who's autistic, and another dad brush up with his dad who's autistic, just like myself. Card carrying, like, diagnosed autistic in college. Anyways, so like, there's one seat left on a boat that's getting away from the Titanic, and we both have autistic sons, and they're both as likely to make it. But, like, my kid is an autistic son who eats crayons and, like, hisses at people, and his son is like an autistic kid who, like, solves Rubik's cubes and Sudokus, but, like, can't look at a person in the eye for more than 2 seconds. I would acknowledge that, like, that person probably would do more for society, and
Card-carrying autists.
like,
We've confirmed it.
Again, like, trying just to think about it as my son that's about to be born. That I'm emotional about and everything like that, but, like, I still have that little bit of logic that, like, afterwards, like, after this kid is born and I grow up with him, I'm like, yo, his hissing and crayon, like, eating is, yeah, fuck that kid who solves the Rubik's Cube. Like, I've seen a lot of, like, non-autistics do that much quicker. So,
Yeah, I mean, Pat, you won't know until you know. The fact of the matter is that you care, right now, before it becomes real. That's the important part.
how
so-
hard was it? Did you guys have a name going in, or did you have, like, a list of names and you let, like, the personality of the baby choose the name? Is that a weird question?
For me, it's not a weird question. We didn't have a name until we wanted to see him before we named him, right? Because they roll out the paperwork.
But did you have a list that you had narrowed it down to?
No, we literally, like, came up with it on the spot.
All right, cool. That makes me feel better. You guys really winged it. Like, I'm not winging it that much.
Yeah, I mean, my other friends who've had kids and multiple children, they have their names picked out. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But one thing I can tell you about being a father in this day and age is that there's a lot of surprises, bro. Like, there's, like, a shit ton of things that I thought I was prepared very well. I have a great mother and father. My wife does as well. We thought we had it all figured out, but no. It's dynamic, and that's the fun part about it.
We got middle names picked out for, like her mom died, my dad died. Like, we both have, like, a living mom. Like, I have a mom, she's a dad. So, like, we're the first two, we're doing versions of our parents' names as the middle name, and then, like, creating new beginnings. I don't want to Pat Junior is what I'm saying. I think people who name their kids, like, Junior is a little egotistical in some ways, and also they're admitting I want my kid to do better than me, like, so much better than me. But I don't want him to be known as the better Pat. Like he's going to do better than me and have a different name than me. I don't want him
I
to.
mean, with all due respect, Pat, if you name your kid a great name, he probably will have a junior because it's a great name. Pat, all due respect, let's diversify a little bit. It's kind of a basic name, That's why I didn't name my kid Keith.
Thanks for watching this video.
Keith.
With a Y? Very easy.
Exactly. It's like, dude, I can't do that again, dude. But the other day we were at the fair, the OC fair, and he's going into high school, so we let him go with his high school friends. And then my wife and I we ran into him later in the night, and he's with this girl. And my wife, like, on the way home, she turned to me and was like, "You have the biggest smile on your face," and it was such a cool experience, dude. Teenage years, they can become assholes, but at the same time, that's when they become men or women, and it's satisfying. I'll tell you that.
About you.
Hey, I want to say something.
I see you too, Amir. Not to worry.
I think Emerald should have said something to A before blocking them just like that.
But she's the owner of half the house. She's the leader.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hey, when we opened the needle.
Shut up. No. When we open the room. No. Stop.
Not the room, the house.
You're a liar.
Emerald should have said something to A before doing that.
No, but she's the leader. She's the admin of the house.
No, that's not her house.
That's her house.
If that was her job, then why didn't she mod? Why was it? That's the only modding that she fucking did. You're a snake. You're a slime ball. You're look at you, and you're the victim. Look at you.
I gotta finish.
I should have told you, and I'm sorry. Are you happy now? You're not good people, man.
Okay, please allow Don to finish it. A, please. Go on, Don.
Okay, Emerald should have told something to A before blocking her. Now, I don't know.
Danish, come up, please. You were trying
Nothing happened. There was no reason.
Hold on. Let Don finish.
And she did it behind my back.
Okay, so Emerald should have told something to A before blocking them, just out of the blue, mid stage, while they were on stage or whatever. But I don't know if A's reaction to that is justified. But then again, I wasn't in that position. So situations where you can be frustrated while you're trying to do things.
But at the same time, you were traumatized.
No, I was traumatized because I don't think she's a good mod. I don't think A's a good mod.
Yeah, I know.
But Emerald is a good mod.
Ambrose is a good mod. If you want her to kick your personal friends out, that doesn't
Hold on. Is Emerald a good mod, Don?
Then she's good.
I didn't see I didn't see her experience at that moment.
She didn't move
you didn't see her modding. She modded when she brought you up. So you associate her modding with good. She brought you up. She did bring you up. W mod.
I didn't say she's good or bad. I said I didn't see her experience in modding in that room.
Yeah, because she wasn't.
Okay.
She brought you back up, Don.
Okay, that's it's not that, but that doesn't show her full.
That shows that she was on your side.
It shows that she has an agenda.
1 second.
Not agenda. She was on Don's side.
She had an agenda. You're slow. You'll catch up.
She respects Don. Don is a good character, by the way.
No. The agenda. It's not about. He's a tool.
The agenda was to
He's a pawn.
Friends.
Yes. The agenda was to talk about Iran. The agenda, when I told them don't bring them up here, and you brought them back, is to create more chaos. You're just like Israel. You love chaos.
I don't think.
You are just like Israel. You love chaos.
I don't think she brought me up to create chaos, bro. I generally think that aspect of what she was trying to do is really bring the people.
Yeah, she respects.
I know. But why were you guys trolling me? Why did I have to bring you back down?
I was trolling you because you couldn't.
Why did I have to bring you back down?
Because we were telling you.
Right. So, but hold on. If it's my space, it's my space, right? And I bring you down, I say I don't want you on my stage, and she brings you on the fucking stage. You think that's normal?
Bro.
Would Edward ever fucking do that?
Edward might do that because Edward.
You're a fucking liar. Amir, if you said seriously, Edward, don't bring him up. Edward's not gonna do it.
Here's the deal. If Edward
No, there's no
doesn't-
deal. You're a liar,
Hold on,
man.
hold
You're
on.
a liar and a snake too.
Don is good buddies with Edward. I am good buddies with Edward.
I
As
don't
is
care.
Edward and Don.
I don't
If he
care.
would move, no, he would. If somebody was to move him down, we will definitely bring
Well,
him back
that's
up.
you, and this is me. I don't care.
Because we respect Don. I know you have some animosity. I
No,
know.
no, no. It's not about respect. I said I don't want you in the room.
Okay, but
It's
you would
English,
rather
normal
have
English.
Carr. You would rather have that genocide
Oh,
denier.
but well, no, it was General that made that happen. General made that happen. Everybody, we all conceded, including fucking Emerald. She said she wasn't going to say one thing to her. As Carr spoke.
General
As soon as Carr spoke, she said something.
The
to her.
general hijacked your room, which I condemn. I'm doing a public.
I know you're
condemnation.
smiling. I know
No,
you're
I'm not
smiling
smiling.
like the Grinch. It was pretty funny. But the reality is, especially with this one,
I'm not.
it wasn't a
I'm
fucking
actually crying.
General is the one
General,
who made
take over.
her come on the stage. Literally. He said, guys, listen,
You need to
okay,
calm
now you're
down.
projecting. Now you're
Jealousy
projecting.
gives you
Projection.
You need to calm down.
Projection.
Bro, hey, I don't think
project.
Emerald's brought us up to create chaos, bro.
I know, that's fine,
she
that's
didn't
fine.
do that.
I personally, honestly, I think
Emerald
she
doesn't
brought
move
us-
people down. If I were
What
to
did,
come
what,
into her
what did I
room,
deal with when it
she would
happened?
probably attack
Like,
me,
you
but
were
you know,
weird.
she should not move me down, right, Emerald?
Yeah, I will
Maybe.
move other
She
people
may.
down, but not you.
Yeah, you see? We have that
Yeah.
connection, sister,
That-
brother, you know?
That's why.
No, it's about
why
intentions in
I
there.
get
It's about
it.
who
Yeah,
comes with what
it is
intentions.
intentions, and you accomplish your goals. W for you, Snake. W, Israel.
No,
Have
no,
you
she-
noticed how many
Have you noticed? I
insults
don't
you
care.
have thrown towards
But
me?
have you
And
thrown?
how-
Yeah, you
and
gotta
how
stop cursing her
humiliating it
out.
is for
Come on,
you,
man.
eh?
I don't know.
It's
I
not a
don't
good
know.
look for you.
I can't tell if she's.
Do you think I
genuinely
give a flying
frustrated or
fuck?
She's. It's like a over.
If you don't give a flying fuck, then why are you screaming your ass off for the past 6 hours?
Cause you're lying. I care about lies.
Where?
You don't. You're
Where?
Israeli fucking
Where did I
supremacist.
lie?
You don't care about lies.
Hey,
I
where did
do.
I lie?
And that's why I'm
Hey,
unloading
where
the
did
clip,
I lie?
okay? This girl's a
Hey,
woman.
where did I lie? Where did I lie?
What Zionist tactic is this? What is it called?
She's
What's
not
it
a
called?
Zionist, man. She's anti-Zionist.
What is this called?
I mean, I can't understand.
Where did
if
I
she's-
lie, eh?
If she's
I don't know why you
genuinely
lied.
super frustrated. and
Where
she's
did I lie?
justified-
What did I lie about?
Yeah, I went over that already.
Amir, can
You have
No,
amnesia?
Then amuse me, entertain me, and tell me again.
Amir,
What did
can
I
you hear
lie
me?
about?
I entertain
Yes,
you.
yes, hang on a
Respect
second. What do you
yourself.
say,
What did
Don?
I don't
lie
entertain
about,
you.
eh?
You don't tell me what to
Hey,
do.
what
I
did I
can't-
lie about?
I
Okay,
can't
so
tell
as long
if-
as you don't, as long
I know,
as
I
you
know.
don't have,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
as
If
long
you're
as you
talking,
don't
you're
have
lying.
receipts, don't throw around
See?
nations.
Is that what you think? I have the witnesses
where
too,
did I
dummy.
lie?
Yeah, I have the
Where?
witnesses.
Bring
Not
them
to
up.
worry. They will.
Bring them
They
up.
will.
Show me where did
They'll
I
come
lie.
when I want them to come. And you'll shut the hell up and wait.
Oh, so all of a sudden we need to wait. And if you're
What?
going to make
What
accusations,
Zionist shit is this?
you
This
need
is
to
some
be
weird
able to
Zionist
back
shit.
them out.
This is
And
some
if you're going
IDF
to dish
shit.
it, you need to be able to take it.
I
And the
I
fact
can
is
dish.
that
Oh,
you're
here's Keenan.
inexperienced in
Here's
this,
Keenan.
and all you
Here's
have done is showed
Keenan.
amazing
Here's
disrespect
all you have done is show you're a
people who
liar.
actually
You're a
engage in this
snake.
conversation
And I know
because
what your
it's their
true
life.
agenda is. You're a liar and you're a snake.
Where did I
Oh,
lie?
Keenan was a witness? Was there a witness?
Where did I lie?
Abe?
Where's Keenan?
What did
Keenan,
I
you have to
lie
come
about,
up.
eh?
One
Bo's up here.
What did I lie about?
Bring him up. Keenan,
Give me
Let's
one
bring up
example.
Keenan.
What did I
Keenan,
lie
would
Like,
you
I
like to
think,
come
like,
up?
you think that saying it
What
over
did
and
I
over,
lie about?
you're not gonna get what you
What did
want.
I lie about?
genuinely sound
We already
What
went
did
over
I
it.
lie
Stay
about?
out of it, Bo. Bo,
Hold
So
on,
you're just gonna let her.
But when there's two ladies fight, two girls fighting, all men stay out of it, okay?
Keenan, for whatever reason, your friend is lying on me, Keenan.
Because I can't have any simps coming up here and simping for one side. I can't do that.
Bring
I know,
Keenan
like
up.
you're simping for her.
I'm not simping.
I'm not simping. I'm trying to say the neutral
I
party.
know. Keenan, I really need you to come up. It's gonna be very fast.
Bring him up.
It's
He
a
needs
lot
to
of
come up.
lines.
I did send him an invite.
It's
Keenan,
a
would you
lot
like to
of
come
lines.
up and testify? This is a courthouse. You
No,
know.
wait, no, it's not. It's a
It
joke.
is a
I'd like
courthouse.
to know
No, it's a joke.
What did I lie
It's a joke.
about, eh?
Am I your fucking mother?
You
If
keep
you don't know what
accusing me of that.
you're
He's the
responsible
mother
for
of
your
the-
own behavior.
I
You're
deserve to
responsible
know.
for your own
Keenan,
behavior.
come up here.
Get it?
Keenan, come up. up. You need to come up.
What
bro.
did I lie about, A?
You're supposed to.
No,
Kenan,
just come up. Don't worry, I'm not gonna call you
Don't
censor.
come up. I'm gonna
If
deal
I
with
lied
you
about
later.
so many things, give me just one example.
She's gonna
Sorry,
punch
say it
you
again.
eventually.
Hold on, are you still talking?
Amir, I can't
What did
tell
I lie about, A?
Say it
if
again.
A is genuinely frustrated because
I'm
she's
disgusted. Disgusted.
I don't know
Wait,
if
what?
it's justified
I'm
or if it's
disgusted and I don't. That's fine.
overdoing
I'm
it yet.
disgusted and I'm apoplectic. That's what it is.
With what?
Because she's still here. She's sitting here denying it. You're such a Zionist.
Denying what? You're not.
What did I lie about? What did I lie about? What did I lie about? Like, is that a new record?
Well, she told
What
you
did I
already.
lie about, A?
Rose, respectfully, she told you already.
Amir, I think
Enlighten
Keon
me,
needs to
Muzzy.
come
What
up
did I
because
lie
the
about?
civilization.
This is not enlightening fucking time. I'm not
What did
Buddha.
I
Get
lie
it?
about, Muzzy?
You're not getting.
Why the fuck are you asking Mozzie? Does everybody see what she's
He said
doing?
he heard it.
This is the
Maybe I missed
IDF.
it.
This is Masada.
Maybe I missed it. Please enlighten me.
Dick.
What did she say that I lie about?
Yeah. I said it already.
Please, if you don't mind helping me.
So Mazi,
No,
here's the
I'm
deal,
not helping
right?
you do shit.
Okay, hold on. Here's the deal, Mazi. While the room is running, right? They actually this happened I think a couple weeks ago. Right?
Where's
Hold on a second. Hey, hold on a second. Hold on. This happened about 2 weeks ago. You have A, because she got moved down by me, right, multiple times, and she got pissed off at me multiple times, right?
Are we making this about you now?
Hold on. Let me just finish my story. So this
Finish your
happened-
story. Has nothing to do with it.
Okay, so this happened multiple times, right? She got mad at me, whatever. She cursed me out, which I understand.
Ping pong, I know.
People, hold on a second. Hold on, please mute up. People do curse me out. Then what she did, she said, I'm going to open my own house and I'm going to promote people. So she came into this room. She put her link in the chat.
Wait,
I
no.
said,
That was a mistake. Don't lie.
Hold on.
I came in and
I'm speaking, okay?
No,
Please
you're
stop putting
speaking
it
in
on.
line.
Okay, you can correct me afterwards. You can speak your truth afterwards. My truth, I'm going to speak my truth. Thank you. So this happened about a few weeks ago. She opened a house with Emrose. Emrose helped her. Emrose is like, okay, we can open up a house together. It's called the Needle, and and we can bring people in, whatever. They opened a house because she saw that the debate is pretty good. She enjoys these debates. Then one day, her room was running. She came into this room to put a link in the chat. She's promoting her room out of my room. I'm like, I don't allow that. I don't even allow fucking Amos. I usually kick him out sometimes, and I've been stopped. I haven't seen him.
Mozzie, that's the problem. Hold on, Mozzie.
Hold on.
The only reason I did that, Mozzie, is because Amos comes in there every.
And I'm not done. Okay.
Talking
Just
about
stay muted.
coexistence.
Stay muted. I'm not done. Stay muted.
So Amos is a no, but Carr is a yes.
Yeah, Amos is an old fart, right? Nobody really likes him. He's just an old fart, out of his age. Even though I look at him as a genocidal maniac, but out of his fucking age, because it's from my religion side. It just it makes you want to give him some respect, because all of us have that one uncle that's like that's a crazy one, and I look at him as a crazy uncle. So here's the deal. Now they opened a room together, house together. Today's incident, while the room is running, Emrose ends up blocking that car guy. We engaged with him, me and you, right, Mazi? That fucker, everybody crashed out on it. That son of a bitch denies the fucking massacre, genocide in Syria, right? We had Benny Adam crash out. Hold on. Oh, bro, it's not a lie. Just mute up. Benny Adam crashed out. We had another person crashed out. We had so many people crashed out and called him out on his bullshit. Muhammad called him out as well. He's a professor, by the way. The brother is from Morocco. He's a professor.
Like 5 people called him out or crashed out.
Yeah. And then the next day, that fucker came back again. I sent him an invite because I wanted to call that fucker out because he denied it would relate to the Spain history about the churches. And I gave the mic to Benny Adam, and Awa kept on coming off the mic. I said, please mute up. I had to, at one point, I did have to move her down because she wouldn't mute up. And Benny Adam called him out on the history of Spain about how communists were, they actually burned out the fucking.
What does this have to do with
churches.
this?
Oh, I'm not done.
I know.
That's another minute. Okay, just mute up.
What does this have to do?
Mute the fuck up. So then, the today's rule,
Does Emrose, because Emrose was with A from the jump, opening up that house. They were 50-50 on that house. Does Emrose have the right to block that son of a whore that was in here, that denied the fucking genocide, that gaslit everybody, that triggered everybody? Does she have the right to do that because she realized this fucker is a genocide denier? She does. She has a right. Because half of it is she owns the house.
General brought her up,
Without her,
General, the only reason that she came back on the stage is because
without Emrose, you're not gonna have any clout. You're not gonna have anybody debating anybody because Emrose is very controversial.
Look at you.
Oh my God! Hold on. Because you're a clout chaser. That's what Emrose said. So
I know, and she's a credible source.
Hold on. If you want people in your room to be able to debate on the topics
I don't want her in my room. That's fine.
Hold on. That you don't have any knowledge of, that Emrose has knowledge of, she can bring in a lot of people and she can go back and forth.
I don't want it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Mozzie, can I say one thing because they're lying? Mozzie, in the beginning, General came. He gave everybody a pep talk, including Emrose. He said, listen, guys, I have to like this person, Carr. Because initially, he wasn't on the stage. Said, we're going to have these conversations. We have conversations with people like Daniel all the time, people like me all the time. This is something that we can do.
This woman.
And that's what happened. So the fact that now you think you can spin the block, by the way, General became a moderator as well at some point. You think it's okay to block, to take your friend, your personal friend off the app.
He took over your room.
And for no reason, block them and not tell you.
And kicked A off the stage.
She should have said something. He
took over her room, bro.
Amir, Emrose should have said
Don, I should have said something.
Yes.
Fine. For fuck's sake, I blocked
I did something bad. Who cares? Oh, you're really is it?
Mozzie wants to jump in.
One sentence, please.
Yes.
I don't think
It's John Kitover and
But at the same time, that guy Carr is proven to be a very suspect individual, and they're
Mozzie.
crashed out on by 545.
If we decided to have them on the stage, that was the decision, Mozzie.
I'm not gonna let you talk. I'm not gonna let you
No,
talk.
I'm done. It's okay.
Nobody's letting me finish this fucking sentence, bro. Not you, not Emrose, not Amir, not Don.
Yeah, it was like that for me earlier. Go ahead.
Let me just finish the sentence. So
just don't focus on Carr. Focus on fucking Emrose's behavior. Carr's not my fucking people. This is disgusting. Amir, you're a fucking piece of shit. And now Emrose is laughing because your plan's working.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at Mozzie. He crashed out. Go, Mozzie.
Let me just finish the sentence. That's all I want to do.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Say something, because I'm
No, Mozzie, it's on you. Hold on. It's on Mozzie.
So, I forgot what the fuck I was going to say now.
You were saying about Carr, that guy Carr.
Yeah, so Emrose and let me finish, before you blast, let me finish. Emrose used her knowledge from the previous 1 or 2 days to be like, this guy's a piece of shit, I don't want him on the stage. She used her discretion. Now, again, I don't think you're a cloud chaser, and also, I will say that you were not even stressing about Carr when you were that Emrose was sneaky or slick or lying. You weren't Carr as a big example. You was using your other friends. Okay? I'm done.
I just want to clarify. I objected to Carr coming on the panel from the very beginning. I expressed that objection. I said that I will only be okay with it if Sam is okay with it. Sam said he's okay. We tried to have the conversation, and then I said that I think a better conversation, even if it's difficult, according to what General said, would be between Iran.
General had a conversation with the whole room, and the decision was made. Once the decision is made, what you're saying now, void. Means fucking nothing.
It's just like,
it means nothing. So what you're saying is General, what he says means nothing then.
But General hijacked your room, by the way, kicked you down the room.
What's your point?
The point is, look.
You're a piece of shit.
Hold on. I am a piece of shit. So then he brought you back up, and then you started crashing out, and then he moved you down again.
Hold on. I'm not worried about his behavior.
No, but
I'm
General
talking
did
about
this
him
to
because
you.
General is the one who had a conversation with the room and said, guys, we need to be able to have these conversations, whether they're difficult or not,
What else
but
did
do
he
not be
say?
disrespectful.
What
Hold
else
on,
did
hold
he
on.
say?
General did coup
What?
d'etat.
Am I your fucking parrot?
He did a coup.
This is the problem.
He did a coup. It was like
General
Dr.
said it.
Musabbek. Oh my God.
We all agreed. Her position was, I'm not going to say anything to this person doesn't say anything to me. Guess who broke the MOU first? Guess who broke the MOU first? Guess who did it? You know, it's been, as soon as she came off the mic, look at you, victim. I know, and you're trivializing it because it's not. You think it's not that
You
bad.
need to calm down, though.
You are an Israeli Zionist. You are a terrorist.
There we go.
She's not a Zionist.
Yeah, that pathology is, it's in your pores.
Zionists are
She's very
loving
consistent.
this
She's
guy.
anti-Zionist.
She's a very consistent scumbag.
She's
If
very
anything,
consistent
I would
anti-Zionist.
say A is
If
good.
anything, I don't
Whatever show for the
care.
Zionists.
I know, I don't care.
Come on, guys.
Go and cry, you're a victim.
It's not about a victim, A. It's
It is about the victim.
No, A. It's about people who
It's
actually
because of
try to
Holocaust.
achieve something.
No, you achieved your goal. You talked about Iran all night. You didn't talk about anything else. Not one thing.
I'm sorry, did we not have an entire conversation about Syria?
She did. She talked about Iran.
Okay, so
And I did have a
Amir?
good conversation with Brownie
Yes.
about Iran.
Brownie said you cut him off every single time.
Brownie,
Not once, not
hey,
twice,
man,
not
come-
thrice.
come to the
Every
stage,
single
Brownie.
fucking time.
If you listen to the clip,
And
Brownie
guess what?
actually said
If
we
you
can have a
at
back
the
and
end,
forth.
he said you can have back and forth. You still cut him off. You still
set him
fucking cut him off.
You didn't
You
set
cut
him
him
up.
off.
You didn't set him up.
Even the back and forth, you were still cutting him off.
Yeah,
Play
I
the
have
tape
a
again.
problem- I have a
Play it
problem
again.
with it. I have a problem
Play it again.
with interrupting. I'm not denying it.
Play it again.
The conversation ended up being a
Play it
good
again.
conversation.
No, it didn't. No, Brownie would disagree. Play it again.
Later. We need to focus more.
You're a
is I
fucking
think
liar.
no. I would love to play it again, but at the same time, I think what we need to focus is this energy that's going to waste right now. I think
Exactly.
we need some sort of therapy, right? And I think I need to open up a therapy room later today. This is not a good look for
This is a bad look for you and
This is not a good look for
Emerald.
A and
looks
me
very
and
bad.
Emerald and
Not to worry.
Mazi.
But
Definitely
surprisingly
Mazi.
enough,
Mazi
Amir
crashed
and I
out.
have been doing this for years. You've been doing this.
Yeah,
for
and that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, snakes can come in too.
What did you
That's
just
fine.
say?
I don't. I'm not repeating myself.
But
Catch up.
we are doing it for years, me and her. So
Yes.
I've been doing it
Thank
for
you.
about 2
Thank you.
years every
Thank you,
day.
Snaky Snake. Thank you.
No, it's not snake. Come on, man, I'm not a snake.
You're a doxing snake.
I didn't dox you, man. You told me your name.
Okay. Wait.
Have
Oh my
your
god.
real
hold on.
picture up.
I'm sorry. Like, are you talking to me? Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Amber, she's the one that told me
That's
her
a
name.
good
is
Zionist
Anna.
terrorist fucking strategy.
No, she has a right to ask not to be called by her private name. But
Yeah,
that's
and
not
then
doxing.
I stopped. I respected her. I don't call her with the name.
That's fine,
She
yeah.
first she told me. First she said she gave me.
Yeah,
a
I
name.
know, Amir. You'll be okay. You'll live. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I don't know why you're accusing me of doxing you, man.
I don't know why you're up here lying. You're up here like
By the way, the accusation
dancing
of
for
doxing
shekels.
is one of the worst accusations.
I don't care.
you can do for
I know.
someone. Then maybe
And
you
Rose,
should accuse people
you.
of
This is not
doxing
something you want.
anyone.
Wait,
Not something I
this
wanna say,
accusation came from me. You think? Is that what
I
you're
don't
saying?
know who you accused me of
Okay, who
doxing.
accused me of that? Come on.
Where do you think from? I'm new here. You just said that you guys been doing this, right? So
I don't
you
know
guys
where
history,
from.
right?
Who accused
So
me?
where did I
Come
get
on.
the information?
You tell me
I
who
don't
accused
know.
me of it.
No,
You're
you
refusing to
don't
say.
know. Yeah, because guess what? Even after all this, I don't give a flying fuck
Make
enough
sure
to do
to
that,
provide
and
evidence
especially
and
for
that's
Amir.
problem.
I don't want Amir to know that there are snakes around him.
But there's
Get
a
it?
problem when you accuse
He's a
people
snake
of
too.
lying.
He can deal with
When
it.
you accuse people of lying or
When you
doxing, and
you
don't
accused
back it up,
me of doing
then you
stuff I
don't
did
back-
not do.
What did I say?
You lied about what the fuck you did. You're
What
not
did
the
I lie
arbiter
about?
of fucking truth. You're
What did
dishonest.
I lie about?
You're
And I
fundamentally
asked you 1,000
dishonest.
times. I asked you 1,000 times. What did I lie
This
about?
is some fucking bullshit that we spent.
Yeah.
like
So
fucking
Mozzie,
1 hour on.
we already told you, right?
Amir, can I
Amir,
say something?
You can say whatever the fuck you want. There's no cue, dog.
Who wants to say something?
Go.
Yes, Gab. Yes,
There-
Gab. Were you in that room?
No, I was not in that room.
But it's just something you said, and I
Did somebody have you blocked?
In your room, there was somebody that had.
No, I'm talking about in their room.
No.
I don't have get blocked.
No.
Okay, good.
I mean, I was at work. I wouldn't even know. But Amir, you mentioned how Carr is genocide denier and stuff, right? And that's
Yes.
some sort of justification to have him blocked by Emerald. However,
No justification. You need to understand what I said.
No.
Hold on. Hey.
Kev, can we get on a call so you can get the truth?
Can you please mute up? I'm speaking now. Gav.
You're speaking about my story.
Can you please mute up? Can you be, because he said, he's talking about what I said.
Yeah, he's talking.
Can you please mute up? Hey, please.
Yeah, bro, you gotta learn to just be quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just addressing Gav. I'm not addressing you. Gav, here's the deal. The context I said is the house that they build together, right? You know, when you build a house together, right? You make a decision together, or you can make your own decision if the other person is not around, right? Or the other person is,
I was right beside her.
Hold on. Or
She
the other
did it
person
sneakily.
Hold on a second. If the other person is not able to understand or comprehend the position of an idiot, a genocide denier, Holocaust denier.
So I guess you're saying General didn't understand. He made the decision.
Hold on. Please mute up. So, and they opened the house together. Because of Emeralds.
Wait, Gav, answer.
Can you stop coming off the mic? I'll give you. This is like strike 10 again. I have to move you down. It's up to you. Either you sit in the audience or just stay up here on mute. I'll give you the mic afterwards. I can't believe this, man.
Damn, dog.
Gav, here's the.
I'm just calling Gav over and over. Oh my God.
Okay. Sit in the audience.
Hold on.
So Gav, here's the deal. I said they build a house together, right? And what the deal is, if you build a house together, and you have the right, and it's all the people that went into that house, that room, it was because of Emeralds, because Emeralds is very controversial. You see what I'm saying? Emeralds, when she goes in there, she says things, she says controversial stuff about Iran, whatever. It's a lot of people, they get triggered about her or whatever. Just like I'm controversial, right? I say some crazy shit as well sometimes. So if it's just up to I don't think people will go in there and have that debate. You see what I'm saying? So Emerald.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep, my little pretty baby. Time for sleep.